What does that sound, you ask?
From the number one station, you come.
Welcome to the Rec Show podcast, a show dedicated to beat makers around the world. Kick back, relax with the host, Golden Mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the
Yo, what's good, everybody? Golden Mind here. Man, I want to say thank y'all for tapping in. I just want to leave y'all this quick reminder that the sponsorship for the Rec Show podcast episodes is open. All right, so if you go to the link tree, scroll all the way to the bottom, you will find the details that you need in order to answer any questions and then consider being or hosting one of the episodes for the Rec Show podcast, man. Sponsoring one of the episodes in the Rec Show podcast, man. So all we really need is, basic information of who you are, what you're trying to push out. And it's got to be something that matches the show as well. So everything will be vetted. But yo, man, it's open right now. I would do 30-second, 45-second spots on whether you got a project, a performance coming out, you got a collab album coming out, anything like that. So business owners, man, small business owners, man, if y'all need that extra push as well, I'm available to do that as well. So, yo, man, let me get into the episode. Before we even get into the interview, we're going to check out Growing Pains by my guy, B4 Lasers, man. He's got an album coming out October 13th, 2023. He just released this joint yesterday, 2 days ago on Friday. So, yo, man, check it out, man. The artwork is dope. What he's been doing with Instagram, the visuals is dope. Growing Pains by B4 Lasers. Single is out right now wherever you stream and Bandcamp, man. So go pre-order that joint. Support the guy, man. Let's get into it, yo. All right, check, 1, 2, peace and love, everybody. Golden Mind here for the Rec Show podcast, man. Coming to you live and direct from the Rec Show podcast YouTube channel, man. Thank y'all for tapping in, man. Thank y'all for staying, listening to this whole conversation. Yo, I always do a recap of last week, man. We had the one and only Cozy Cold G, man. So I need y'all to definitely tap in with that episode, man. It's such great conversations that I have on this podcast, man, that we have with beat makers, music producers, and composers as well. Before that last week, it was Mr. Abstract Butterfingers, man. So, yo, man, we just like all the episodes, man, are live right now on Spotify, Apple Music, Google. They're being uploaded on YouTube channel as well, man. So check the links in the description of the show so you can have something to listen to while you on your drive, while you flying, while you biking, while you just chilling, cleaning the house, doing whatever you're going to do, yo. So, but yo, today I have a special guest, man, a very good supporter of the show, man. He's been doing this thing, making beats as well, man. He's a beat maker out of Tampa, Florida, man. So my Florida people, man, this is going to be, let me think, man. This might be my 5th Floridian on the Rec Show podcast, man. So, yo, man, Florida stand up. Yo, he's a beat maker. He's a gear repairman. He's a live performer. He makes, lo-fi. He makes boom bap. He makes electronic dance music, man, like whatever. We're gonna get into all of that, man. Live performer as well, man. So I want y'all to give it up and welcome the one and only Matwithone.T to the show. What's good, Matt?
Yo, thank you for having me on, man. Oh man, that was a beautiful opening, bro. I'm like, damn, my heart.
Yeah, man. Listen, man, yo, thank you for always tapping in with the Rec Show podcast, man. Like, I literally listen and look at the comments, try and respond to all of them. Yo, you always been a responder, man. You always say, yo, this was like, yo, check out this person, check out that person, man. So, yo, I really appreciate your support, man. Welcome to the show, man. How you been?
Yo, I'm good, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped. Like, this is like I was telling you earlier, like, this is a cool, like, full circle moment. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, damn, bro. This is very, very excited. Very, very, very hyped. Like,
I got you, yo. It's my honor, man, to have you on the show, man. So I just want for my beat heads that may not know who you are, man, that just tuning in for the first time to your frequency. Can you explain, like, how did you even come up with the name Matwithone.T? Any affiliations that you might be a part of as well, and how long have you been making beats?
So how I got the name Matwithone.T, it's very dumb. My first job, like in high school, I worked at Burger King, right? So
okay, me too. Yeah.
Yo, so so I went and did the job interview, and the lady's like, "All right, cool, you got the job. We're doing all the paperwork and stuff like that." And like, I'm about to leave the office, and she goes, "Hey, you did your application wrong." And I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean I did my like? How do you mess that up? It's a Burger King application. You do everything online. Like, what's going on?" And she goes, "Look at your name and then look at your social security card." So I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, I don't think it's my name." And so I'm looking. And my social security card got 1 T, bro. My whole life, I thought my name was spelled with 2 T's. And I was like, oh shit. And she goes, yeah. She goes, you've been spelling your name wrong. I was like, oh. So,
oh my gosh.
I was like, bro, I'm like, all my documents, everything has 2 T's except my social security number, bro, or my card. So I was like, yo, I gotta tell my mom. Now, mind you, like, I'm a quadruplet, bro. Like, I'm 4 at the same time. So I go up to my mom, like, Mom, like, why is my name spelled wrong? She goes, oh shit. She goes, I forgot.
Yo. Wow.
Yeah, that's how I got the name, man. As far as like what I do, like what I make, like, I make a boom bap house, anything that kind of like, just pretty much, I'm not really like locked, like genre locked or anything like that. Like, I'll make whatever, what I'm feeling. So it's like, I'll make D&B, I'll make house, I'll make boom bap, I'll make, just whatever I'm feeling at that day. I've been doing it for, I want to say it's 2013 now. So 2023. I've been doing it. I started in 2020, like really like cutting my teeth and actually like making beats and stuff like that. So it's been about like 3 years that I've been making beats and stuff. So yeah, man, it's been fun.
Nice, man. Yo, that's great. You said, Mom, yo, I got my name with 2 T's my whole life. Oh man, I didn't know. Man, that's crazy, yo. Yo, shout out to moms, man. Quadruplet, yo?
Yeah, man, I'm a quadruplet. So, you know, like, understandably so. My mom had to be working hard, like, both my parents, you know what I mean? So, you know, like, I was like, Mom, how you forget that? But, you know, understandably so. Like, she's trying to take care of 4 kids and do all this stuff. So, you know, it's I just thought it was really funny. Like, I laugh about it every time I think about it.
Yeah, man. Yo, shout out to I know she was working hard, man. Your moms and pops, man. So
yeah,
shout out to your moms and pops, man. I've never heard of that. I've never had a guest that's been a quadruplet before. You're the first one, man. So
let's go.
Let's go. So yo, man. So okay, let me ask this question, man. We're gonna go down a journey, man. How did you even get into like making beats? Where did that come from? How did you say, you know what, I wanna try my hand at this. I wanna make, you know, all these different types of music and not stay in one box. Like, where did that come from? Where did that spark come from?
I could tell you exactly. It was in 2019. So I've always been like music adjacent, right? So like my job for a little bit, like in high school and kind of like just like a couple years after when I got out, like in 2016 or something like that. I was doing like a live theater, right? So I worked as an audio technician. So I would, you know, either work behind the board, like for theater productions, live music productions. Like that's pretty much all I did in high school all the way to like now, right? So like, you know, when I got like my first official job when I moved out here, I want to say like 2016, 2017, or when I lived in Winter Haven. You know, I worked at this college, and they had a theater program. They were looking for a sound guy. Like, I just moved there. I went into the office. I was like, hey, I'm a sound person. This is what I do. And they're like, yo, we have an opening. Like, jump on. Like, oh, okay, bet. So, you know, I did a lot of like theater productions. I did a lot of stuff with like if there were any shows that the college was like producing. So any orchestra shows, like any band shows, or if they had like any bands come in. That's kind of what I did in college and also a little bit in high school. So I've always been like music adjacent. So in 2019, I went out into North Carolina. I went to this music festival thing that was out there for like a couple months through a friend of mine, because they're like, hey, they have an audio position. Do you want to like do it? And, you know, go live out in the mountains for like 3 months. I was like, yo, bet, like that sounds fun.
Right.
So basically like the festival was like very like orchestra. It's called the Brevard Music Center. So what they would do is that they have a lot of like orchestras come in, like a lot of like from like these like colleges and stuff like that. I couldn't name exactly like where all these like universities or like where all these like music students come from. So they'll do like opera, they'll do orchestra, and what was the third thing? And then sometimes they'll have like actual like bands and musicians come play at the music center. So that was cool because, you know, all the time I was always around music people or just like learning like how to mic up, like, you know, how was it, like orchestras, like how would you mic up a drum, how would you mic up like all that. So I've always been like music adjacent until like one day while I was out there at the music center, I met my homie Scott, and Scott was like, yo, you ever mess with Ableton before? And I was like, no. He's like, yo, do you want like a cracked version? So I was like, oh shit. I was like, bet. All right, cool. Because I've never used it before. Like the only DAWs I would use is like Reaper or like Logic and stuff like that. So like I never used Ableton before. So he's like, yo, here's Ableton, try it. And then from there, you know, that's kind of where it started, because I was like, oh shit, like I can make music on here. It's not just, you know, like I'm cutting up waveforms or like editing it and stuff like that. So, you know, for like a year, I was trying to like figure out how to use Ableton, because like anybody that's used Ableton will tell you like, yo, this shit is hard.
Right.
You're like overwhelmed. And then like little by little, I'd be watching like YouTube videos and like, yo, like how do you make a beat? Like how do you do this? And then one day I stumbled upon a beat set from, I don't know if you know Tajima Hal.
He's Japanese.
Yes.
Japanese beatmaker. Yeah, I got his albums. I got one of his albums in my collection right now.
Boom. Then you already know. So like I found his La Mellotron beat set, the one that he's like in the boat and shit.
Yeah. Bro, I seen that. Yeah.
And I was like, what is he using? Because I'd never seen like a sampler before in my life. I was like, what is that? I'm like, did he make that on that? So I was like, yo, I want one. So like I saved up some money when I got back and I bought a 404 and I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna be making Tajima Hal type beats. And I was like, yo, this shit's hard. And then, you know, then I bought an MPC 1000. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try it on that. Like that looks cool. And then so like I was learning the 404, the 1000, and then the Ableton all at once. Like that's so you can imagine it's like, dog, how are you learning all these samplers? So little by little, I learned stuff on the 404 that would help me with the 1000, and then it would help me with Ableton. And then, you know, from there, I kind of like, once I had everything like locked in, once I figured all the devices out and stuff like that, like I just hit the ground running. I was like, all right, okay. I was like, bet. All right, like this is how I'm gonna do it. And that's how I got my start, man.
Wow, man. Yo, you know how many times I've watched that Tajima Hal La Mellotron set, yo. I thought that was in a van, but it's on a boat.
Yeah, it's on a boat. And I didn't know for the longest time, dude, because I would look and I'm like, what, yo, why is there water like on this? I thought it was, yeah, because I thought it was a car. I was like, bro, where are they at? Where this car is at? And then someone goes, nah, bro, it's a boat in the comments. And then when I looked again, I was like, yo, they're on a boat, just dead ass. Like,
wow, that's crazy, man. I never knew that, man. But yo, man, like, yeah, he's definitely a heavy hitter for me, man. Tajima Hal, so many dope beats, man. Like,
oh my god,
yeah. for people that do, for the internet that may be listening to this or that are going to listen to this, I'm gonna link that La Mellotron beat set that he's talking about in the description of the show, man. So just click it, man. It'll take you right to it. You'll know what I'm talking about when you get to it, man. But man, so you getting your start being around music, which is great because now you seeing, you know, orchestras, you seeing where the placement of, you know, like the cymbals or the drums or the piano, the bass, the violinists, the trumpeters, you know, the brass sections. Like you getting firsthand knowledge of that. Like, what was that experience like for you? Like just being there, miking up for them.
Bro, it's fine, man. Like, cause like, you know, you like as like a technician, you kind of like learn the flow of like how certain things go. So like doing like what's it called? Not orchestra. What you know, when you have a bunch of vocalists, I forget the term. You know, when it's like it's a bunch of them all together. It's not just like one. It's like 40 of them. Like
a choir.
Yes, a choir. There you go.
Yeah.
So when you like have a choir, like it's easy because all you got to do is just set up 2 condenser mics, kind of like aim it or like shotgun mics and aim it towards them and make sure that it's like spaced out evenly. So that way, when you pick it up on the board and it goes out to the main PA, you know, you're getting like a really good sound. You're capturing everything, and you know, like you're not capturing any background noise or anything like that, which is awesome. Or you know, like with orchestras and stuff like that, you know, like miking up a piano, like you know, what specific mics does the piano need? How do you mic up your brass section? How do you mic up your flute section? Do they have a mic they have to put it in? So I learned a lot of like music, like very, you know, classical music, just like getting a taste for it and getting a taste for like opera was the coolest one because it's like you don't need mics because like they can project all the way from the stage all the way up to the second floor and back. Like it's, you know, so you learn, so it's very cool to get like that. The experience was awesome because I love it. I love doing live sound. I love being behind a mixer. I love mixing shows, or like when I used to work at a bar while I was in North Carolina as well. We would get like live bands that would come to this bar, and I would make, and you know, when I wasn't working at the music center, or when, you know, at night, like from like 11 to like 2 in the morning, I'd be at this bar mixing this band and then like tracking out all their stuff so I could just hand it to them later and be like, yo, look, I have like all the stems from your thing that you did tonight, like here's a copy of it. So it was cool, man. So like it's, you know, it was fun. Like I look back at it very fondly.
Wow, man. So how do you think you being in that and like you're more than just a beat maker, man. You like you're seriously like an engineer. Like you got all of these skill sets right now, man. Just being and doing that type of stuff. That's engineer level. Like, have you been to school for engineering or?
No, dude. I was all self-taught, man. Like I've been very lucky that, you know, I got those opportunities were available to me where, you know, I had, you know, all these like older guys like, hey, you want to learn how to mix a board, or like, hey, do you want to learn how to hang a PA in a big concert hall? Like, you know, like crazy shit that I would have never, like, had I not like been like very hungry and looking for it, or just, you know, being connected, you know, well connected, I would have never had those experiences, man. So, you know, It's not, I don't want to say detrimental. Like, it's not, well, I guess it is, because, you know, if it wasn't for all those experiences, I wouldn't have a lot of the knowledge that I have now. You know what I mean?
Man, that is incredible, man. Would you recommend people get out and just try and, well, for my beat makers, music producers, composers, would you recommend just getting involved with something in the local community or local area to get that experience?
Dude, I know there's another beat maker that I know here that he just moved to California. He goes by Miyu. Miyu works he works in corporate AV. So that's what he had a very similar roadmap that I did, that he worked for this corporate audio video company. And so he got his, you know, he cut his teeth as far as like all the live stuff, like setting up mics, you know, setting up speakers and stuff like that, and his way. And so we talk about it. Like, it's really cool that, you know, he's also a beat maker, and we could be like, yo, bro, like, have you mixed on this console before? Like, how is it mixing in the space? So, you know, that really helps you. Like, it's helped me a lot. So I would say, like, if you've ever, you know, wanted to get, like, you know, want to cut your teeth and like really like learn like mixing, go mix live music, bro, because you literally have like 20 minutes to like mix a whole show, like front to back, no stops, and you're just making sure that it sounds good for the audience. Like, that's some pretty good, like, you know, like speed time. Like, you're getting your seat time for sure. So yeah, like I would recommend it, honestly. Like, you meet a lot of cool people, you do a lot of cool shit. Oh wait, am I allowed to curse? Like,
yeah, you can curse. Yeah, you can curse. You good?
You know, like you meet a lot of cool people, you learn a lot of cool shit, and then, you know, that kind of helps you in like a lot of the experience that you'll learn will help you in other ways that, you know, and not just like beat making. You know what I mean? Like, I learned a lot how to fix gear because of, you know, working like with like a bunch of like audio equipment, and they'll break because someone dropped a mic, or, you know, something broke or something got wet. You know, you kind of learn how to like fix cables, you know, how to fix gear. You know, you learn a lot of really good skills that you'll use throughout your whole life. I would say 100%. Wow.
Hey, you giving out gems already, my guy. You know, so yo, let's go, man. Yo, this is the kind of stuff that, you know, we wanna get to the you know, the inner workings of, like, this is where we geek out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know any other podcast that's literally like talking about what we talk about on the show. So this is firsthand knowledge too. This ain't like he say, she say. You actually been doing this for how long you been doing this type of stuff, engineering type of stuff?
I want to say I started when I was 18. I'm 25, so it's like like almost a decade. Like, okay. So I've been doing it for a while, man. Like, it's fun. Like, I couldn't think, you know, I couldn't think I would live my life the way I would if I hadn't done that, man. Like, I love it. Like, it's a part of me very much.
Wow, that's incredible, man. Your story already is, you know what I mean, on an upward trajectory, man. You know, so just that experience, yeah. For internets, man. If y'all need some engineering, hit up my boy Matt with 1T.
Yo, if you need some gear fix, let me know, bro. I stay fixing people's gear. If you got broken stuff, yo, hit me up. I got you. Like, we'll talk.
Yeah, check his IG, man. Yo, he got the repairs on there, man. You want some new pads on your machine? Yo, we gonna get in all that. Hold on, man. So
yeah, go for it, man.
But yo, let me take it back, man. For you, you know, growing up, you know, in with your mom and dad, like, and you got 3 other siblings, right? So
yeah.
What were y'all listening to when you were growing up? Like, what types of music, and what was the vibe with your brothers and sisters?
So, like, as far as like my siblings and stuff like that, we're all like, you know, we all have very different like vibes, aesthetics, and stuff like that. Like, but you know, as being siblings, you'll have a lot of things that you'll like, that will all like come together to. So, like, growing up, dude, like my dad is like, we call him like the human iTunes, or the jukebox, dude, because like my dad listens to everything. Like, I would not have a lot of my music taste if it wasn't for my dad. Like, we listen to a lot of like R&B, we listen to a lot of like rock music. I can't tell you, I've listened to like stuff that I've never would have heard before. We used to listen to a lot of trance, a lot of D&B. Like, we listened to everything under the sun. Like, nothing was off limits when it came to my dad. So you know, we listened to everything. Like I could tell you, like it went from like Take It Slow by oh man, what is it, John Legend, to we're listening to man, what's his name, Gregory Daniels. Oh man, I do not remember. Like, you know, like we're listening, we're like genre bending like everywhere, dude. So I got a lot of my music taste from my dad. And then what was really cool, like he always had like a Mac or something, so he always like had his iTunes like stacked, man. Like he had all the music, so I would take his iPod, bro, I would listen to whatever was on there, bro. And it was awesome because like he'd have it stacked, and you know, he also used like LimeWire back in the day, so he was getting like a bunch of like these different mixes, like a bunch of house mixes, a bunch of like these like Caribbean mixes, because you know, like at that time we lived in Miami, so like we listened to a lot, like, you know, nothing was off limits. Like we listened to stuff from like Cuba, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, like Puerto Rico, like from these different artists that, you know, they would just post mixes. So I got like a very wide like taste for music because of my dad, and I owe that to him so much. Like man, like like the other day we found his hard drive from his old computer, and he had like 200 gigabytes worth of songs. Like, yo, like
wow.
Yeah, like, like his music library is insane. So, you know, it was awesome, man. Like, you know, nothing was off limits, and that was something I'm very grateful for because of my dad. And like I love that. Like we'll talk about like different like music or like just like different genres, and just be like, oh dad, I was listening to Donny Hathaway the other day. He's like, what are you doing listening to Donny Hathaway?
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's so good. Like
yeah. Yo, man, that's incredible, man. Like yo, to have nothing be off limits, man. You getting all different types of vibes, man. Like I don't know if cussing was allowed. Did he have, you know, songs with cuss words and all that?
Oh yeah, no,
stuff?
definitely. Like he'd be like, yo, don't play this in front of your mom. But like
yeah, that's what I would say to my kids. Like, yo, hey, listen, you know, this is not for mommy's ears. Chill, yo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, don't let me catch you doing that. I was like, okay. I'm like, you got it. Like
yeah, man. Yo, shout out to your dad, man, for putting you on, man, playing all types of music. Yo, and he still got the music, so like y'all could actually chop it up and be like, dad, yo, what was you listening to back then? And you know, I don't know if he took you to concerts or anything yet, but
man, we got lucky. We did a few like local concerts, like when I lived back in Miami. It was like the Vizcaya like Valentine's Day like concert. So, you know, like I got my taste for live music like at a young age. It wasn't like anything like those big like stadium concerts or anything, but we did go to a couple concerts growing up and stuff like that.
So what if I can ask this question, what ethnicity did you grow up with? Like what is it? Are you Cuban? Are you Mexican? Are you Puerto Rican?
I'm Dominican. Puerto Rican. I'm Dominican on my mom's side, and then Puerto Rican on my dad's side. But the thing about living in Miami that a lot of people will tell you is that it's such a melting pot, because you have Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Colombians, like Venezuelans. Like, so it's like a melting. It's very much like a melting pot of like culture, and that's like where I grew up. Like I always thought that was like normal, like that everybody's first language was like Spanish or something like that. Like in Miami. So like so you listen to a lot of music, man. You'll listen to a lot of like Puerto Rican music, you listen to a lot of like Cuban music, you listen to a lot of like Dominican music, and you know, that kind of helped as well, is because like you'll listen to the radio and you'll find all these like different stations and stuff like that. So like nothing was really like, Miami really embraces the melting pot of like just different forms of music, whether that be hip hop, whether that be, you know, like reggaeton and stuff like that. So it's all, it was really cool, man. Like I'm very, very, very happy and prideful where I grew up.
Saludos a Florida. Man, shout out to, yo, I know a little bit, man. You know,
bro, that's all you need. That's how you get by.
Listen, man, I'm in Texas, man. So this is Texas Spanish I'm trying to learn right now. Man, completely different, man. So
yep.
Texican. What do they say? Texican?
Texican. I ain't never heard that one. Oh shit.
Yeah, they say Texican out here, yo. So, man. So that's amazing, man. That's crazy, man. Just you being around the melting pot, growing up in that, and now you making beats and performing in front of clubs and you know, different types of people and stuff like that. Like, what's that experience like for you performing with, you know, and just showing people your influences and, you know, your beats?
Man, like, amazing. That's the only word I could describe it. Like, it's cool. Like, you know, coming back from my background, right? Like, I was always the person in the back, right? Making sure that everything sounded good. Now, I'm now in the front. Like, now it's just like, it's me. Like, I'm the one that's, you know, like, doing the thing. Like, you know, playing my music, showing that. So I couldn't think of a better feeling, man. Like, it's amazing to be, you know, to be able to perform my music, and then, like, you know, from something that came from my bedroom at like 2 a.m, someone is literally like, you know, like banging their head like, yo, this is the coolest shit I've ever heard. Like how did you do that? Like, you know, when you hear that as like a producer or a beat maker, that someone is enjoying this frequency that you've made, and they've accepted it, and they're, you know, it's not, and they enjoyed it. Like, man, like it's a beautiful feeling. Like, I couldn't imagine like not doing that, like, at all, man. Like, it's amazing. Like, yeah. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, man, that's the yo. I just get a feeling. I get the vibe, man. You literally genuinely enjoy performing in front of people. When I see your performances, and we'll talk about a couple of your performances in a little bit, but when I see your performances, I'm like, yeah, man, he having fun up there, man. You vibing. People in the crowd is vibing with you too, yo. So, like, to have people vibe with you, yo. I know this because I just performed on Tuesday. That's a crazy, like, experience just to you making your beats in your, you know, on your bed or in your closet. I'm in my clothing closet right now. That's where that's my beat room. But to make beats and then play it in front of people you don't even know, and then you see them start dancing, you know what I mean, and vibing with you.
Yeah, man, like, you get it. You get it. Like, it's the best feeling. You're like, oh shit. You're like, yo, it's not just me. Like, other people fuck with it. Like, it's great.
Right. Yeah, man. Like, and they come up to you afterwards and just like, yo, your beat set was dope, man. Like, yo, how can I follow you and blah 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 all that time? Yo,
yeah, exactly. So, you're like, yo, like, what? Like, that's crazy.
So, I mean, I say that to say this, man. Like, some of my listeners, some of my people that are going to be listeners might be going through like, yo, people ain't paying attention, man. Like, people not, you know, and they not tapping into, you know, my frequency right now. What would you say to them, like, to them that may be discouraged on people, not enough people paying attention to their music?
Man, I would say it's not about the majority, it's about like your circle, bro. Like, like, and, you know, and I've been in that position where I'm like, yo, like, I'm not, like, people aren't fucking with my shit, or like, yo, I haven't, you know, like, I'm not getting the praise that I thought I was gonna get playing my beats. Like, man, like, if it wasn't for like my friends, dude, like my core friends that I go and hang out with them and we all make music together, like, and we're like, oh shit, like, we made this, like, dude, like, really, like, if you have a good core of like a good group, like you're the people in your corner that fuck with you, like, and they fuck with your shit and you rock with them and they rock with you, that to me is more important than, you know, appeasing the masses, which is kind of like weird, right? Because you're making music for everybody, like, for the masses to enjoy. But like, really, like, have a core group of like your homies that fuck with you and they're like, bro, keep going, and they push you into the right direction. I promise you, like, everything else will kind of like fall in place. Because like, my experience, like, I wasn't, you know, I was always like very nervous about going to play live or like doing live sets and stuff like that, and I haven't been doing it for too long, you know, being very, you know, transparent. Like, I want to say it was like to November of like last year that I started like actually like playing live, man. Like, if it wasn't for the friends that I made that you know, we'd go out and go play, and, you know, we'd go hang out with each other and go like make shit, like, you know, it would be very disheartening, because, you know, it's hard when it's just you, right? Like, it's just you making the music, or it's just you like by yourself. Like, if you don't have that core group, man, or just like that one friend that really fucks with it, that is like, yo, keep going, that to me at the end of the day is always going to be more important, because everything else will come. Because once I started playing live and I met, you know, my group, my friends and stuff like that, like, you know, after that, everyone's like, yo, I fuck with you, like, yo, your shit's cool, or like, hey, like, you know, just having people that are going to be real and honest with you about how the stuff you make, or, you know, giving you those points to, you know, be like, hey, maybe if you did this, like, you know, like just people that aren't going to bullshit you. And, you know, at that point, you know, you'll start carving your sound, you'll start carving your frequency. And then, you know, at that point, people are going to start listening. This was basically, yo, get your good group of homies, rock out with your homies, and just do your thing, bro. Like, and then everything will come.
All facts, man. All facts, man. Yo, I'm glad I asked you that question, man, because that's what it comes down to, man. Just a core, like, if every, I know we all want to see, like, you know, we see Timbaland, or we see Pete Rock, or, you know, the RZA with millions of people following him and stuff like that. But
yeah,
if you got a core group and you just get one new listener a day or something like that, like, that's really what matters, man. Like, all the extra shit is not even relevant if you really think about it.
Exactly. And it's a long, and the whole music thing is, it's very much a long haul. Like, nothing's gonna happen overnight, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna take a lot of time, but if you're, you know, you're okay with that, then bro, just go. It's not a race, it's a journey.
Yo, say it again, yeah.
It's not a race, it's a journey. Like, once you pick that up, man, you know, fuck it, you'll take your time, you'll have your ups and downs, but you know what, like, the good's gonna outweigh the bad at the end of the day. Man, so true, man. Yo, thank you for these gems, man. You giving them right now, yo. So anytime.
Man, so okay, let's talk about the, you know, that one beat, man. That one beat that, you know, when you heard it, or maybe a couple beats or a couple songs that you heard, and you were like, yo, what the fuck is this, man? Like, what? Yo, who made this? And how can I, like, make something as close to it as possible, yo?
Man, oh my god, dude, there's so many.
Yeah, man.
Like, I want to, like, I think what really, like, turned my head into beat making was, like, a friend of mine in my computer science class in high school was like, yo, you ever heard of Nujabes before? I'm like, yo, who's that? And he's like, I got you. He gave me his whole discography, like, on a CD. And I think when I heard Feather for the first time, I was like, what is this, dude? Like, this isn't like anything I've ever heard before. Like, it was very, you know, when you think of rap, you think of, like, at least, like, you know, whatever's on, like, the top 100 or stuff like that, as far as, like, me, right? When I heard, like, Feather for the first time, or when I heard, like, Nujabes' production, I'm like, dude, what is this? Like, this is so beautiful, like, beautifully made. Like, I didn't think you could make shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, so there's that. And then when I heard Tajima Hal's La Mellotron set, or I know the exact album too. It's I have it right in front of me. Oh no, I don't have it. God damn it. There's a song on this album. It's called For a While. When I heard that the first time, I was like, what is this, dude? I'm like, how did he make this? How did he get the vocals to do these things? And then, you know, later on I learned it was like, oh, he's chopping samples and stuff like that. Like, it's, man, like, that was crazy too. Let me see. Oh, I got it right here. Do you know the game Jetset Radio?
Jetset, I've heard of it before, but no, you got to refresh my memory.
All right, so Jetset Radio, or Jetset Radio Future, is what's this game where basically, like, you were part of a crew called the GGs, right? And your whole goal was, like, to tag up these places and kind of, like, you know, like, get your crew to the top. The music, the composer for that game, it's Hideki Naganuma. He did majority of the tracks, dude. What is it? I Felt Like a Butterfly. Like, if you, like, it's by Hideki Naganuma. It's gonna be on the Jetset Radio Future soundtrack. When I heard that for the first time, I was like, what is this? I'm like, I didn't even know you could make music like this. Like, dude, like, if you ever want, like a pumped musical journey, as far as, like, a lot of variation as far as, like, artists and stuff like that for a video game soundtrack, definitely check out, like, Jetset Radio Future, the original Jetset Radio. Like, those, that game and the music in that game also shaped a lot of, like, what my ear really likes. because there's a lot of like very like high 140, 160 BPM tracks, and then there's like these really like cool, chill, like very like ethereal like sounding. Like it was like it's all that kind of like was my melting pot as well when I started experimenting with music. Like, man,
Wow. Wow. Yo, man. Yeah, that the game cover looks familiar, but I can't remember if I played that before or not. But we definitely gonna check it out now, man, because a lot of my guests have been recommending game soundtracks because like Final Fantasy or some other type movies, like all of these different games, especially from like Nintendo, like they had the illest soundtracks,
Yeah, man, like it's crazy. There was a lot of like games that I was like, bro, like what is this? Like like Sega GT 2002 and stuff like that. It had some of the Jetset Radio tracks on it as well. Like it man, like there's so much good music in video game soundtracks that I feel personally, and I could be wrong, that a lot of people like sleep on. Like, but man, like there's some heaters. There's a lot of heaters in some games. You'd be like, whoa, what is this? Like this new game that came out that's kind of like a spiritual successor of Jet Set Radio. It's called Bomber Cyberpunk. Bro, the music on that game, and that's a recent game, like go listen to that soundtrack, bro. Like there's so much fun. Like the whole 32 tracks or whatever that's on that game, back to back heaters. Like I'm talking like this is the craziest soundtrack for a video game. Like it's all like 1,000% recommend. Check that shit out. Like
yo man, that's what internets, man. Tap into these game soundtracks, man. It's so much going into games right now. Like even our community is getting into the gaming sector, not just on YouTube and stuff, and getting into the gaming sector, and their beats are being played inside of these games, man. Like I know a lot of my guests have recognized that it was like I know a lot of people pay attention to like 2K and the what's the skateboard game that was
Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like bro, all these different there, games, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. You gotta it's cool to stay within like a couple genres, but you got to expand, man. I think that's one of the things I'm picking up from you is, you just expand your wealth of, music, and don't let nothing box you in to, listen to and then create whatever you want to as well. Mm-hmm. Man. Yeah. So that's amazing, man.
Yo, thank you.
Man. So, okay. I gotta ask you this, man. You fix a lot of different machines, man, but you make beats. you make beats on a SP404, SX or some other devices like some Akai device. Like you make beats on a whole bunch of different.
Bro, I got a lot of. I got a lot of gear. It's really bad. Like,
you do, man. Like what's your favorite piece of gear to make beats on, man?
Man, hands down. Oh shit, something just fell, my bad. Hands down, my favorite piece of gear is my MPC1000, bro. Like that thing is when I got JJOS on that, because I had a lot of samplers. Like I think at my peak I had like 12, like all at once. It was really bad. But wow. Yeah, so like a lot. So I used when like I said, like when I started, like the first two pieces of gear that I got was a 404 and a 1000, and then when I finally like locked in on the 1000 with JJOS on it, that's kind of been like my mainstay. Like I live in the 1K like most of the time when I'm making a beat and stuff like that. So like the 1000 is my favorite piece of gear. The runner up, I would say, is my SP555. Like really, I love those two things to death. Like my 404, I love my 404. That's my performance device. Definitely, like those. If I had to downsize, which I'm kind of doing right now, the ones that I'm keep the 1K, the 404, and the 555, like that, and I could be happy. Like I got everything I need right there.
Man, the 555 is like an underrated, bro, you know what I mean, like piece of gear, man. Like why do you think the 555 is so underrated, man?
Because they're expensive. Yo, like I'm so serious, like bro, like trying to find a 555 is like the people are like putting some like crazy prices on it. Like it sucks, man, because it's such a cool piece of gear. Like I love it because I use it sometimes in my live performances because it has like the D-beam, like the little like sensor that you can like move your hand and stuff like that. It's gimmicky, but I love it because when you pull that thing out and you do the filter, everyone's like, yo, he's doing that shit with his hand. That's crazy.
Yeah, yo. Like I've seen you, Nothing New. Who else? Lena Fornia. Man, who else, man? Designer Dreams. Yeah, YoCiscokid, Designer Dreams. YoCiscokid from Houston too, man.
Yeah, so, he's in the Dallas area, man. Like Dallas I met up with him in June. I met him, StillDo, and that's how I met Suma before he did. So we can get into that, bro. Let me tell you about my Dallas homies, bro. I love them so much.
Talk to them, yo. Yeah, yo.
But yeah, like. Here, I'm gonna get on a tangent, my V. I wanna share my love about my Dallas homies real quick. It was in June. I was out there for work, right? And I was just like, bro, there has to be one person here, right? That I could that makes beats and shit like that. Like I could meet up with. And I started thinking, I was like, yo, who is it? And I was like, oh shit, YoCiscokid. So like I sent him a message on IG. I was like, yo, I'm here in Dallas for like a month. I want to like do some like beat stuff. Like, do you have like, are you down? And he's like, yo, we're doing a Flip a Beat Club at Four Corners Brewery like this Friday. Like, you should come pull through and stuff like that. So I was like, bet. So, bro, that was so fun because I didn't have any gear. I just brought my laptop, and that's how I met like YoCiscokid. And it was so funny because like one of the first couple beat makers that I was like looking when I was like on IG and stuff like that was YoCiscokid because he was like posting like pretty regularly. So I was telling him, I was like, bro, this is like a really weird full circle moment. Like I was like watching your shit and now I'm here and we're hanging out, like making beats. And he's like, yeah, dude. Like, and he's such a, man, Dylan's such a cool, genuine guy, man. I love him so much.
Yeah.
I got so much love for him, bro. Like we had like a lot of cool, like while I was there, he was just like, bro, you want to hang out? Like, bro, you trying to do something? Like, hey, yo, I'm doing this. So I got to hang out with him. I got to hang out with StillDo. And then like one day, like StillDo was like, hey, I'm gonna go meet up with Suma. Do you want to come? I was like, hell yeah, dude. I was like, I want to meet the other gear repairman that's on the internet. I was like, let's go. So that's how I met up with Suma. Me and Suma were like, yo, what's good? Like, it was so cool because we were like, bro, it's the other gear repairman. That's crazy. But yeah, man, I got a lot of love for the Dallas homies, man. Like, such great guys, man.
Yeah, man. Like, I met YoCiscokid. I think it was either June or July of this year, man. We were doing a beat set for Sonny's in Austin, Texas. So yeah, they drove up from Houston to check it out, and that's where I first seen him. And he was like, "Yo, I'll go buy YoCiscokid." I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." Then I started listening. I started following him on IG, and I'm like, "Yo, this guy's got a freaking." Spacecraft in his, wherever he's creating his music, like,
bro,
all the machines
space is so cool, bro. Like, man, like when I went, I was like, yo, I'm like, my man got the Star Captain Express 3000 over here, bro. Like, he's decked out, man. Dylan, he's a great guy, bro. Like,
yeah, man. Yeah, I got that from him when I was talking to him, because I was talking to him right after, I think it was after my set. And I was looking at Acclimated Assassins records, because he sells records at these events sometimes. So I was like, just talking to him, and I was like, man, this guy's cool. Let me follow him, man. Then we started chopping it up, man. So I've been following him ever since then, man. I even got I think I got one of his cassettes here too, man. What's it called? High Time. Yeah, I had to get High Time, man.
He slid that on me before I left. He was like, bro, here. And I was like, yo, for real?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. High Time is it. Yo, his music is dope too, man. Like, don't sleep on his beats, man. It's just something about how he creates it, but then he processes it, and man,
he runs a very, very cool setup. Like when I was at his studio, I'm not gonna divulge no secrets, but when I was there, like he kind of like went through like his process with me, and I was like, dude, that shit's crazy. I was like, it's so cool. Like, it's just it's like something I would have never thought about, because like, you know, like everybody has their own processes as far as like when they're making beats and stuff like that. So when you get that new perspective, you're like, bro, how do I integrate that? Like how do I do that? Like, so it's cool, man. Like everyone has their own little way, and when you pick it up, you're like, oh dude, like how can I put that in my shit? And then it's like when you get it, you're like, oh shit, this works. You're like, this is crazy. Like
yeah, them little gems that you get from just different types of people creating, man. Like, yo, man, there's so many amazing creatives out there, man, doing some freaky, crazy stuff, man. It's, yo, tap in, man. Like, all you gotta do is talk to people, man. I that's one thing I've noticed since I've like been in the beat community and performing and stuff like that, is if you know, just go up, introduce yourself, they are open book, man. Like, they ain't gonna give you like all the jewels, but for the most part, they are willing to like help you out, man. And
yeah, man, like
that's important, man.
No, you're absolutely right. Like YoCiscokid said it best. When I went out there, he goes, bro, he goes, when you meet the people that get it, like that, like they get you, like they understand, like, you know, where you're coming from, or they understand like the stuff that you do, like they get it, they get like the same shit that you get. Like it's an awesome feeling, man. And sometimes all it is that you just gotta reach out, because I would have never had that experience that happened while I was in Dallas if it wasn't for the fact that I just said, yo, like I'm in the area, what's good? Like it's so crazy. So yeah, like reaching out is super important. Like I'm 100% a proponent of going out there and like going to meet people like in your local scene, or if you're in, you know, somewhere new, like definitely like hit somebody up. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, man. It's highly recommended to get from, you know, go outside, man, connect with, you know, your local beat scene, or if you got to drive a little bit, yo, just go get on IG and figure out who's in, like, let's just say Florida, because that's where you're from, right? Is it Orlando, or is it somewhere else?
I'm in Tampa right now, but for a lot where I lived in Winter Haven, it was like in the middle between Tampa and Orlando. So I spent a lot of time in Orlando, like doing stuff. So like I'm more accompanied towards the Orlando scene a lot, because I know a lot of the homies out there.
Nice. Yo, if I gotta ask this, man, and it always comes up in my brain, but I have to ask my guests. If you weren't doing music, if you weren't creating music, what else would you be doing?
Man, if I wasn't creating music, look, I'm very big on like always like learning like something new or taking stuff apart. So I mean, I probably would, you know, be doing like live mixing still, or be like doing stuff for like theater, or, you know, like taking something apart, putting it back together. You know what I mean? Like that. If I wasn't doing music, man, like I'd probably be, you know, mixing shows, taking some gear apart, figuring some new thing out that I didn't know before. Like, you know, like the other, like I have like all these like different intros, right? So like the other day, like not the other day, but like a couple years ago, I taught myself how to like make watches and stuff like that. So I would have found something to do.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
For real engineer stuff, yo, man. You got an engineer mind, yo.
I love taking stuff apart, man. It's great. Like learning, you know, demystifying the magic and learning like how something works. It's always been super interesting to me.
Listen, internets, man. Get with Matwithone.T and Suma.wav, man. They the guys that, you know what I mean, the engineers that can fix whatever issue you might have. Like, hook up with them, man. Show love to them.
I got one more. Coco the Geek, man. Like I found out about her the other day. She's another like gear repair person. She's awesome, bro. I was like looking at her stuff, like the stuff that she fixes. She fixes a bunch of keyboards, drum machines, and stuff like that. She's out in the Atlanta area, so like definitely, like if you're around there, you need a gear repair lady, she got you. She's really cool, man. You should check her out.
Yeah, Coco the Geek repairs. Yeah, man. From I can't see where she's from, but yeah, man. Yo, see, this is why because we would have never known. You got multiple people. You got a lot of people that probably fix music gear and stuff like that, but to hear it firsthand, and then you know this person, you know, y'all all connected. So, man, man, if y'all got any broken equipment, hit them up on IG, man. I'm gonna leave Coco. I'm gonna leave Matwithone.T in profile. I'm gonna leave Subin waves in the description of the show, man, so y'all can link with them if you got any issues or got any questions about music gear. They the beautiful minds to deal with that, But I gotta ask this question, and there's a few mutants that are going through this journey right now. Can you recommend like something that they should read, or they should watch, or they should listen to help them?
Man, I gotta think about that one too, because I stay like looking for stuff on my like YouTube or like anything. Like, I'm gonna bring up the obvious one, like, check out De La Time. Like that book is awesome. There's that Rick Rubin book that he came out with. Man, I don't remember the name, but like
creativity.
Like I don't remember that book that Rick Rubin has out. Like, that is awesome. I like the audio book of that a lot better because I'm always like walking around like changing, like fixing stuff or like cleaning, so I'll put that on. Man, like if you like, I like to learn like different pieces of gear and stuff like that. So like I watch a lot of like Marlo Diggs, Ricky Tinez.
Oh yeah,
bro,
you out here.
Oh man, who else am I watching that I'm watching? Like, man, there's a lot of people. Shit, I gotta look at my YouTube. Let me pull that up. But man, like I'm big on like gaining information, and I love it. Like Ricky Tinez has a lot of stuff about like the 1000, and like he makes a lot of like house music and stuff like that. So like that's how I kind of like learned all my stuff, like on the 1K. Like Marlo Diggs, when I had an XL, he had a lot of like 2000 XL content. Man, there's so much. Like, definitely my personally, like my favorite thing is like to watch like the Retro podcast, like learning about like all these different beat makers and stuff like that, and learning like their philosophies. Like I feel like music is one thing, but like like how is that person like outside of music? Like, who are they? Like that's always been like a big proponent to me, because like I could give two fucks about the numbers or anything like that. What I care about is like, who are you as a person? Like, why, what would get me invested into you? And hearing people talk, or just just talking to people and stuff like that, that's always cool, because then you learn those different perspectives, and then from there you can kind of like add that, take the things that you like and keep going.
Man, beautifully said. And I just want everybody to know the name of that book is called The Creative Act, A Way of Being. It's got like a vinyl record, kind of a circle with a dot in the middle. Like that's it.
It's like a target, something like that.
Yeah. So man, that I would recommend that one too. Get it on Amazon or at your local bookstore or something like that. But yeah, man, everything you said, like, yeah, man, I definitely agree with that. It's because I watch Ricky Tinez, I watch Marlo Diggs. Like I watch them just for like inspiration, but then also like Ricky Tinez is straight analog. You know what I mean? Like he's straight analog.
Like
Marlo Diggs is analog. Yeah,
they do a lot of like cool stuff, and it's just like cool to learn like someone else's like philosophy to music, or like how they do things, because then it's like, oh shit, I didn't think of that. I didn't know I could do that. Wait a minute, like, and then you're like, oh yo, let me try that. So that's that's always been. Oh man, there was another one. Man, I'm drawing blanks. My V.
Nah, you good.
Man, I can't pull this up fast enough.
There's a lot, man.
There's a lot, man. Like I eat a lot of music content on YouTube.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Very
man.
Sick Beats, man. Like, oh my god. Like, let me tell you, I learned a lot from him, man. Like, that's
the master. That's the sensei right there. Yeah.
Bro, for real. Like,
yeah, man.
There's a lot, man. There's so much out there. There's all like things that I didn't know about, like, or just like other creators, or just like other people just doing shit. And you're like, whoa, I didn't know that. Oh, like there's this dude. He goes by K Magnetic or Kumachen _407 on Instagram, and I think on YouTube. He did a mod of his MPC1000 and his MPC Live that he replaced like some capacitors, and it kind of like changed the sound profile of his machine. Like I haven't looked. Like he goes into depth like on that, and I was like, oh shit, that's so cool. And then I found out that he lives like a couple hours away from me. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like what?
Wow.
And it was a random YouTube video. Like, dude, like it's so crazy what you'll find on the internet, man. There's so much information out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like if anybody's listening to this, you got access to the internet. There's a wealth of information, of useful information. Not, the fuck shit is gonna be there. You know what I mean? It's gotta be a balance in the world anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But like if you serious, man, like YouTube University, you know what I mean, Google's
Conductor Williams, like Eddie Leonard, like Cook and Salt. Like there's so much out there, man. My YouTube pulled up, so I was like, oh, there we go.
Yeah, man. Cook and Soul is another one. Yeah, man. Like these are people that have that experience, man. Been doing it for some years, honing their craft, but then also they giving y'all gems as well, man. So, man, yeah, I just go on IG, man. Just start looking up all of these people that we're talking about right now, and then you'll just go down a rabbit hole, and then you'll use these techniques and tips and stuff like that, and the sound of your music is going to be different, but it's going to be your skill set is going to expand. That's the best way to put it, I guess.
Exactly. Like you never know what you're going to learn that you're going to be like, oh shit, and like that could be like a turning point for you.
Yeah, we need to expand always, man. You can't just make beats one simple way and then, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it gets boring. You don't want shit. It gets boring.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let me see. Okay, so now I gotta ask you about your performances, man. So
let's go.
Yeah, your performance. You got a couple performances, man. Like you did a executive producer actually on my birthday too, man.
Oh no way! So happy birthday if I knew that.
Yeah, man. It's all good. So
I know. Now you gonna hear from me now.
Yeah, I got you. Orlando, Florida. Studio Max Orlando is where you did this performance, man. So, that set, it's 13 minutes, but that 13 minutes you was rocking, dog. Like, what went into you creating those beats that you created, that you played, but then also your live set performance?
So as far as like the beats that I had for those, like very much like so I would say maybe that was like my third, fourth show that I think I did at that point. I don't remember. But for that show, like I had a lot. I learned a lot from the last times that I had played. And I was like, okay, cool. For executive producer, they're like, hey, you have like 15 minutes max, right? So like, 15 minutes is like it's a lot, but it's still like very like short because I was used to like 30 sets, right? So I was like, oh shit, like I really gotta like bring my A game and stuff like that. So I quote this Friendkerrek video a lot where he's just like, bro, like play. He's like, if you're doing your live set for the first time, you want to play like your best. Like, you want to play the stuff that you're like, damn, I fuck with this. So that was my whole kind of like idea of creating my set, is that I wanted something that was progressive, but I wanted something that with a lot of energy. Like I didn't want to play like really, I didn't want to play like really slow, like 86, 88 BPM. Like I kept it like 95, 100, 115, 120, 140, and then I came back down, right? So that was kind of like my idea, is that I wanted to keep it like bumping. Like I wanted to play a lot of the tracks that, because it was late at night, right? Because it was like around like 9 to like 1 in the morning or something like that. So I was like, cool, like it's late, there's a lot of it's gonna be in like a really cool environment, like the lights are gonna be on, there's not gonna be any sun. So I wanted something, I want to keep it bumping, I want to keep the vibes, right? So that's kind of how I put that set together.
Man, that set is crazy, like just the way like your tempo your tempo changes and the beats. I'm like, man, like dude, I'm trying to make house music right now just because of that. I'm watching your set. I'm like, man, I gotta try my hand at this house music. And so I'm just in the research mode right now of like, how do you even make house music? I know people think it's easy, but actually it's very intricate, the way, the main beat and the breakdowns and the build-ups and everything like that.
Learning all that and like kind of like keeping the flow, because it's like, I'm used to making beats where they're like a minute, 2 minute long, right? And it's just like, how do I make this house, like, because it's very much when you play house, it's very progressive, like it's very long, like, you know, like long coming ins and coming outs and stuff like that. So I'm like, damn, I gotta like not play a 3-minute song, like I have to play for 15 minutes. So it's like, how do I get this to flow nicely and then flow into my next beat, right? So so that it's fun, man. Like I love making house. I love, like, it's cool, like when I look back at that video, because I was so focused like on my 404, my 555, I didn't realize that people were like bumping until like I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that guy back there was bumping. I only saw the dude up front. Like it was really cool, man, like just to see that.
Right. Yeah, man. Like, yo, you also are doing, you did a Cactus Moon Market, man. So a live set for Cactus Moon Market, which was a dope scene. I don't know if it was it might have been outside.
Yeah, it was outside. So I can go into that a little bit more.
Yeah. So what went into Cactus Moon Market? Because that was a dope set as well.
Yo, thank you. I really appreciate that. So, Cactus Moon Market. So how it worked, how it kind of went is that the lady that owns the market, she runs a plant shop like inside that building that was behind us. That's the plant shop that's inside. And so she'll have like an event where she'll have these different vendors and stuff like that come out. So my friend Ricky Nish, on Instagram, that's what he goes by. Ricky told me about it and he was like, bro, do you want to like, he goes, I'm gonna be here for like a couple hours. He's like, do you want to like come and play? And I was like, hell yeah, dude, I'm down. Like I'll go to Tampa. I'll go play at a fly market. That sounds fun. So I was like, Ricky, like we could play our sets, because like I think we were there for like 4 hours or something like that. So we were also like DJing and then also like playing like our live sets. So I was like, oh cool, we can like DJ for like this amount of time, and then from there we'll do like we'll do our beat sets. And Ricky was like, I'm cool, I'm about it, let's go. So, you know, we set up the camera and I was like, cool, let's just do a beat set. Like, fuck it, like, why not? Like, everyone's here enjoying the music, so let's just play our own. So that's what we did. You know, we put that together and we did our set, and it was really cool. Like, a lot of people came up to us afterwards like, oh my god, like, what's your Instagram? Like, what do you guys do? And so like next time when we went when we came back, when they invited us back, we brought like a little sign that's like, hey, this is us, here's our Instagram. Like,
nice. Yeah. Yo, you gotta have your signs, man, like your QR codes,
yes,
your apps, and man, these are your like live set requirements, man. Like if you really want to get your name out there and people to follow you, like
they'll come up to you like, that. Oh my god, when we had the sign, everyone's like, oh, okay, that's who you guys are, like, cool. And then people would be like coming up taking pictures of the sign. It was cool, man. So I was like, oh shit, we need to bring the sign. Like, the sign works.
Yes, the sign does work, man. I had mine on the iPad, so people were scanning, like I had like 3 different QR codes and stuff like that. It just makes it that much easier.
Oh, I never. I'm gonna try that now. Yo, you dropped the gem for me.
yeah. So you know what I mean. It just makes it a lot easier. Like while you playing your set, people can come up and be like, "Hey, let me scan his IG, see, so I can follow him, and your YouTubes, and where you find your music." Like it just makes it that much easier. And then the conversation once you get done is like, "Yo, I'm following you now. I'm checking out your music. Like, where can I support?" type of thing. Like, and those are genuine people that really like want to know more about you. So make it easy. Make that conversation a lot less stressful.
Exactly.
What's it? Stressful? Stress less.
Stress. Yeah.
Yeah. Stress.
Mitigate the stress.
Yeah. Mitigate the stress, man. Yeah. Mitigate the stress from like first time. Like they just now figuring out like who you are. They watched your beat set. They like, yo, man, he got something like this. I enjoy this music. Just make it easier for them, man. Yeah, exactly. That's what it comes down to anyway, man. Just making it easier for people to find you and support you.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like you're already there, right? Like, might as well, go the whole yard for it.
Yeah, man. So I got to give a tip, man. I got to ask you about a tip about, live sets. Like, what are your must-haves for your live set too?
So my must-have, like for my live sets, is simplicity, bro. Like if it's not simple, I'm not gonna do it. like, and just because like sometimes what I'll do is that I like in my live sets, like I was playing at a Hard Knock Life at Uncle Tony's Donut Shop in Orlando, like I want to say like a couple weeks ago. So my 555 was kind of messed up because it got like messed up during the move. And I was just like, okay, like how do I was like, I need the second, because you know, like when you use a 404 and trying to like fade into like another song, sometimes you'll fit like you'll do that tape delay, right? And you're like, oh yeah, that sounds great. And then you tape delay the next track and it's like, shit, like yo, no. And then like freaking out a little bit. So like for me, simplicity's key, right? So it's like cool, like all my stuff is like in like a row. Like I'm not like, oh, okay, like this is that, like, you know, like making sure you have everything like marked. Like sometimes what I'll do is I'll have my phone and I'll be like pad 1, this beat, pad 2, this beat. Just making it easier for yourself. Like for me, I love doing transitions. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll run my 404 into my 1000, and then on the 1000 I'll have like since it's coming in, I can put delays in the through, so I don't have to use the delay on the 404. Like I can just delay it, fade the next track in, come do like a little transition sound, come in with my next beat. Just, you know, make it easy for yourself, bro, because you're up there and, you know, you're in the heat of battle. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, bro, I'm trying to make this shit sound nice. So, you know, simplicity is key. That's just what it is for me. Just as long as you make it easy for yourself to do your thing and you can just rock out, that's the tip for me, man.
Man, how important are transitions during live sets, man? Like, can they make or break your performance in your eyes or to the audience?
So I would, you know, so this kind of comes back to my technical training, right? So like when we used to do musicals and stuff like that, like transitions were everything, you know what I mean, to get you to the first act to the second act. So that's how I think about it. I'm like, okay, cool, like I played these couple songs, I'm gonna do the switch up. Like if I just drop like, okay, cool, I'm playing a lo-fi beat and then I'm throwing out like some like DMB, like that's not gonna work out. That's gonna be like jarring, right? So it's like, okay, cool, like your transitions kind of give the audience like, oh hey, like where's he going with this, like where are we going, that good enough pause where there's no dead air, and then you can kind of go into the next thing. Like it's kind of like it's like a bridge, you know what I mean? Like it's coming down, you're easing through, and then boom, you're back on the road. Oh shit, I dropped
right. yeah I noticed that them transitions, like I watch a lot of beat sets, man, and I'm noticing like when y'all's transitions, like you can't tell when the first song ends, but you can tell you blending into the second song, which makes the transitions even. It's like a DJing. Wow moment. Yeah. It's like DJing basically. So, like if I'm trying to get better at my transitions, as well. I'm
still trying to get good. Yeah, I'm not there yet.
You know, this is work in progress. You know, so I'm watching like, you know, Beat Cinema. What was it? Eloquent. I'm watching DiBiase's beat sets. I'm watching a whole bunch of different people's beat sets, and you know, I'm like, man, you know, their transitions just from one song to the next is dope. Or in between like one song to the next, like there's a little, you know, skid or interlude or something like that, and then boom, brings in the second song. But yo, I'm noticing like transition is super important, man.
Yeah, they're, man, like when I learned, like, because when I did my first show, I did no transitions, right? Like I was like, oh, and like you could tell, like the audience would be like very like jarred because I would just jump into something next and I was like, oh, okay, like it's another song. When I started doing transitions, everyone's like, oh shit, like whoa, oh, like how did we get here? Where did we come from?
Yeah, that it's like a for real, like you for real taking them on a musical journey, you know, like they stay on the ride the whole time, they ain't getting off type of thing, you know.
You're just keeping them there. You're keeping that attention going, which is, you know, another thing, you know what I mean? Like just keeping the audience attention. It's just like DJing, you know what I mean? Like that. I got mad respect for DJs, dog. Like the fact that you can blend like music and stuff like that, like different tracks, and you can make it sound like this one whole thing. Like that shit's awesome. And when you could do it on your own, like with your stuff, you're like, oh, you're like, yo, I got it like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're like, damn, bro, like I'm the man. Like I got this. Right.
Yeah, man. Like shout out to all the DJs, man. Like, yo, it takes skills, man, to rock a crowd, to read the audience. Like you got to be like a psychologist of music, basically, man. Just to
read the room. Like that's such a skill. Like
yeah, man. Like everybody's like, yo, all they do is get up there and have a CDJ and, you know, play tunes and stuff like that. But no, if a for real DJ is reading the room, reading the energy, and then picking everything up to where it's a party the entire time. I know DJ Jazzy Jeff is, notorious for rocking the crowd for like 2 hours straight, or like Madlib.
That's
when
crazy.
He plays his
2 hours, bro. 2 hours of just nonstop. Like, bro, I can tell you 30 minutes, and I'm like, ooh, like, bro, 2 hours. Yo, that's some. And you're throwing out banger after banger. Like, that's a lot of work, man. Like, I used to think the same way, where it'd be like, oh, yo, DJing's easy, and then I did it, and I was like, oh no, bro, this is hard.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you sometimes you think something is easy, but when you go and do it firsthand, it's like, nah, I need to learn more. I need to get my skills up. So it just takes you down a rabbit hole anyway. So you can get better and then incorporate that into your own sets, So
exactly,
man,
that's a gem right there.
That's a gem, yo, man. So okay, I got maybe 3 or 4 more questions, but I gotta ask you this, man. Like, given your you've been creating, but you've been listening to music for like your entire life, basically. Like, who is Matwithone.T's like top beat maker, music producer, composer? Like, no genres off limits either.
Man,
there's so many to pick from. I know this.
Yeah, I'm like, man, like the one that I can like
if you were on an island, man, you had to pick 5 artists. 5.
Oh, 5? Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Just one. I was like, damn, bro, like you can't.
Oh, no, I can't just ask just one, man. That's super hard, Yeah.
My top 5. Like, for me, like if I had to listen to these artists for the rest of my life, I'd be happy. One of them is definitely like Hideki Naganuma, man, the composer for Jetset Radio. Like, that man, he makes the craziest shit that you're gonna be on your toes the whole time, right? There's, I want to say, who would be? Oh man, this is hard, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, Nujabes definitely, like, right. Man, like his whole discography, like, it's bangers. Like, I can listen to that for the rest. I've been listening to it for too long at this point, so it's like, so Hideki Naganuma, Nujabes, definitely Marlo Diggs, man. Like, the stuff that he comes out with, especially his Come Home album, I can listen to that. I literally have it on.
That's a dope album, man.
Bro,
that's a dope album, the sound on that thing is, go ahead, man, go ahead,
bro, beautiful. Like, no, I get it, like, because worth it. Here, who else, man? I would say Tajima Hal, definitely. Like, he was a very big inspiration for me, and I love listening to all his beats. Like, I have his whole, like, I went on Bandcamp and bought everything that he had on Bandcamp the other day. So, like, definitely worth it for me. Man, who else? Yo, MF Doom. I gotta be real. Love that man, bro. Love everything that he put out. Rest in peace. And I would say Alchemist, man. Like, the Alchemist got some heaters, man. Like,
yeah, ALC, yeah, man. Classics, man.
Exactly, man. Do I got one more? I would say John Legend too. I don't know if y'all know who John Legend is, but Take It Slow. That whole album that he has with that song, bro.
Yeah,
heat.
yo.
But like, I grew up. It's like slow, like ballads and stuff like that. Like, man,
take it slow. Yeah, man. Bro. Yo, a crazy story, man. Like, okay, listen, man. I'm young. I think I'm maybe 18, 19 years old, and I got the opportunity to go to a Kanye West with John Legend.
What?
With Pusha T. I think it might have been Pusha T up there, or Big Sean, but in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, man. So, yo, I remember just buying the CD that John Legend had before he came out with his very first album.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember where it's at. I hope I still have that CD, man. But yo, it was like a church R&B type of CD, man. That's the vibe he had in the very beginning. Like, right now it's more polished, more, but that first album, that first album hit, yo.
Bro, that's crazy that you got to see John Legend, Kanye, and Pusha T originally Big Sean. Like, bro, that's so cool. What,
man?
Bro, I got Kanye on there too. Like, bro,
yeah, easy, yeah, man. Like, he inspired a lot of people too, man. Like, he's still inspiring people. Like,
yo, to this day, man. Like, I grew up listening to Kanye too. Like, that's, you know, crazy. Like that man's brain when it comes to production, wild.
Yeah, man. Yo, yeah. Shout out to Marlo Diggs, Alchemist, man. You know, what's it called? Viseu, Portugal is where Marlo Diggs is from, man. So, yo, his YouTube always inspirational, man. I get a lot of tips from that, man.
Bro, he has a lot of good stuff, man. Like, ever since I found that, I was like, bro, this is a gem. Like, that whole channel that he has.
Yep. Yeah, it was who else was up there, man? Like, it was somebody else, but he had glasses. I can't remember where he was from, but
is it the Midlife Synthesis? Is it him?
Well, I watch him too. Yeah, I watch him too, but dang, man, I cannot remember his name, but he always did like unboxings and making beats with different gear and stuff like that. And then he had something happen with his brain or his eye or something like that.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. Damn, I don't know his name, but I know. I can see the YouTube logo in my brain.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, it's so many people, man, that giving gems and yeah, you gotta get a big shout out to them, man. So, yo, who in your contemporaries is Matwithone.T listening to? Like, who are you bumping as far as beat makers, music producers, composers? Like, who makes your list to be like, you know what, man, I'm listening to he or she today. Yeah. Yo,
shout out to my homie Ricky Nish, bro. Ricky makes some heaters, like, out of bangers, bro. I love, there's Ricky Nish, there's YoCiscokid. Let me see, Friendkerrek had an album that I really like that he put out, Geology. Fire.
Yeah. Shout out to Bag Season Records, man. You know,
Friendkerrek. Man. Oh my god, that was so cool. Yeah, season, man, that was cool with the little things that they did. Like, man, who else? Who are my contemporaries that I really miss? Suma has heaters. He has a couple heaters that I heard that I'm like, damn, bro. StillDo but there's so many, dude. Like, Abnormal, bro. Ab hasn't put out any music just yet, but like, anytime I go to like Ab's crib and he shows me his stuff, literally, like, my brain's like, I'm like, how did you make this, bro? please explain, because this shit's crazy. Man, who else that I'm listening to from all the beat homies that I follow? Let me see. That was a good hit as far as like a couple. Let me see. Let me look. I'm looking through Bundo. I got
Bundo. Shout out to Bundo, man.
Bro, Deek's beats are awesome, man. Like, I love him. I love the homies. There's a lot, man. There's a lot of cool homies. I know Ross does some stuff like whenever he posts. I don't know if he's posted any music, but like anytime I catch like his IG stuff, it's really cool. SamDrumo, man. Like, I know you had him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, he's. And then my hometown favorite, Argenis Santos. Oh my god, I'm waiting for him. Like, he played at executive producer, so his set's on there. When I heard that the first time, bro, I was like, this man's a legend. Every time I see him, I let him know. But he's up there with me as far as like local homies that I listen to music, or just like as far as like the beat making scene for me.
Okay, so these are the people like we should be tapped into. You know, like, yes. Right now, like, also, just go follow them.
And Jijo, Saz UK, another two, love them. They make some really badass music. I know Saz has a couple albums that, if anybody, if you're into like lo-fi hip hop, definitely check them out. Like,
who is it?
Saz, SAAZ UK, or just Saz, I think is what she goes by right now. They run Echo World. I don't know if you've heard of them. That they do stuff like in the UK, like in the Bristol area. So that definitely like should check them out too. They both Saz and Njijo, like they're kind of they're the creators of Echo World, and they make some really badass shit. I really enjoy their stuff.
Wow. EchoWorld.co, everybody. Yo, that's who he's talking about. So 3 A's. Okay, SAAAZUK. Okay, I got you. And then Njijo, IN.JIJO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, yo. We gonna tap into everything, man. Yo. I think, is this a cassette label? Echo World?
I think they do cassettes. I know they have a couple vinyls and stuff like that I know, but I think they do have a couple cassettes that they have out.
Man, I need like $20 million, man. There's so much music I want to buy,
bro.
Like...
Especially on cassettes, dude. I am a cassette king, bro. I love having cassettes. Like the other day, I fixed up a Marantz, like PMD. Like it's like this mini cassette like recorder, dude. It's so cool. Like I love cassettes, bro. I love the sound of them.
Man, like it's just something about holding a cassette or a vinyl in your hand,
like how that shit in there, letting it go, like
right? You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gotta have your phone in your hand. You know what I mean? Like
no notification, like
none of that.
Something like you're just running through. Like I love physical, man. I love vinyl, I love tape. Like they're awesome, bro. It's just you can just let go, just let it play.
Man, and you know what the crazy thing is there's companies that are coming out with like cassette players, like or like miniature miniature vinyl players, or like it's some crazy stuff coming out on I'll be looking at so much crazy stuff on IG, like man, I think cassettes and vinyl CDs gonna be around for a very long time. Like,
definitely. It's the I feel honestly like I love the physical format, man. It's just cool to have it like in your hand. You know what I mean? Like right. Digital's awesome, right? But like to have a cassette in your hand, to have it designed, right? Like has a label on it and stuff like that. Like there's just something about that I feel like it's lost. Well, not now because it's had a pretty big resurgence, right? But it's just awesome. It's cool to hold the tape in your hand, or like to go to a local show and buy a tape off of somebody. Like I love that shit. Like that's so cool.
Yeah, man. Like it's nothing like getting something from a concert or from a beat show. Like just that means the world, man. Like if somebody just sells one merch, one CD, one cassette, one T-shirt, one sticker pack, like man, you have no clue the impact that just had on that person in that day, man. So super important for for the internets, man. Y'all listening, if y'all go to shows, man, connect with them, follow them, but then just buy one thing maybe, and then
just cop a sticker, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Cop a sticker, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
just slap that thing on there. Be like, oh, I know that guy. Like
exactly, man. Like it means that much, man. And think about it like, it's an investment, so they can keep going, man. Just keep expanding, keep getting better, and you'll see them again maybe a year or the same year, and it's like they just keep evolving, So you being a direct contributor to somebody's evolution, man, that's a big deal, man, if you really think about it.
Yeah, man, the impact, like you're putting you'll never know that little gesture will put the battery on someone's back, man, like that. Because I'd be like, damn, bro, someone bought a tape off me? That's crazy. Like,
right. Right. I was like, man, it's so many, like, if I can go to all the concerts in like Houston, Dallas, and Austin, I would, man, because I know there's so much dope music that's out there, and I just want to have like a piece of it as like kind of like a time capsule type thing. So when I get older, I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? When I get older, my grandkids be like, like that, grandpa, what was you listening to? This is what let me put you on. Come here.
Put you on back in the day. Like, let me tell you.
back in my day. Yeah, so yeah, man, that means the world, man. But man, I gotta ask you this, because right now, like, the internet, and when they follow you after they listen to this episode, man, they're gonna be like, where's your music at? Right now it's living on IG. Right? But you got some dope beats, so I'm like, okay, so let me ask you this: what plans do you have for the rest of 2023 into 2024 for releasing your beats or your music or projects?
So what my goal is, because I know it's like it's almost like the end of the year and stuff like that, because I do like I'm guilty of it, man. I have stuff living on my hard drive that I'm like, yo, I gotta drop that, and then I'm like, how do I drop it? What do I gotta do? Like I very much like I walk myself back, like, you know what I mean, rather than just jumping off the ledge and just fucking just letting it live where it needs to. So I mean, like, I would say like my plans, like, hopefully like beginning 2024, I have a couple projects out. Like, I have a lot of stuff that's like done. It's just more so of the artist. I don't know if I should put it out. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I made that like a year ago. Like, it's that apprehension that I'm slowly like learning. Like, bro, just put that shit out there. It's just gonna live in your hard drive. Just let it go. Right. So hopefully, like, my goal is early 2024. I'm gonna have a couple projects out. Like, I know right now I'm working on a couple projects with like my local homies, like Abnormal, Ricky Nish. Like, we're putting together like a little like beat tape that we're gonna release on like cassette and stuff like that. So that's definitely, definitely check that out. It's coming soon. Stay tuned for that. Okay. And yeah, like, I'm, just the plan is just to get my music out there finally and just letting it fester, because like I've had more than enough people come tell me like, bro, when are you dropping your shit?
Right.
Like, and I keep hitting them with soon. I'm just like, I just got to do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like, man, I think all the material that you have, you got at least 4 albums, 5 albums. So you got some EPs in there. Like, we need that, bro.
I gotta put it out there. I gotta let it. I just gotta let it go. That's my whole thing. It's just because there's a lot of heat there that I'm just like, please take it.
Yeah,
enjoy it. Because it's like, what's the point at that point? Like, like, cool. Like, playing live has kind of been like my like cop out. Like, oh, yo, I played it live. Like, people heard it. But now I'm like, damn, bro. Like, that's not enough. I'm only like focusing on the small facet of like the whole, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, man. Like, I mean, I know you probably like, like, let me figure out which songs to put out and all that type of stuff. But when you do, the Reg Show podcast, we support, just so you know.
Yo, thank you. I'll definitely, once I have some tapes out, send me your address. I'll slide you some. Don't worry. I have some projects, like, definitely, like, just these tapes that I'm waiting just to release. They're ready. Just let me know. I got you. I'll slide you one.
No, we gonna support, man. Like, this is an investment in more music from Matwithone.T. We gotta support, man.
That means a lot, man.
Yeah, man, no doubt, So, okay, final question. 1.5, So this last question is before you into making music right now, but what do you wish you knew before you started making beats?
How to count, bro. Let me tell you, I did not know how to count music for the longest time. Like, or just like, man, like, just like the basics. Let me tell you, like, right, like for the when I was making beats, like, I didn't understand like time signatures or like 4 counts equal like a bar, right? You know what I mean? Like, just simple stuff that if I had known, I probably would have got going a lot faster. It's, like, learning the basics of just like how to use things. Like, man, I did not know how to use my MPC. I was like, bro, I think this is like a MIDI controller. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I was like, how does this shit work? And then now I'm like, bro, you gotta press record this and filter it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now I can be like very technical and very nerdy with it. So it's just like learning the basics, bro. Like, if you can figure those things out, just kind of like to make it easier for yourself, do it. Oh my god, like that was the biggest struggle for me, is just getting it going. Because I would, like, bro, it'd be like 120 and I'm trying to like make a beat at like 86 BPM, but I didn't know what 86 BPM sounded like or like how that works. Like, it was such a mess.
Yeah, you're just still figuring it out.
Yeah, just learning the basics, man. That was the biggest thing for me that I wish I learned. Or just someone went like, yeah, this is how this works. Because like I was on YouTube like all the time, like, what is a bar? What is this BPM? yeah, like, like really like simple stuff. But like, now I'm like, oh, okay, I know what that is.
Yeah, man. Yo, counting, like, once again, the internets, man, just going to, even if you ask questions on Instagram, like to somebody you might be following, like, SamDrumo or Marlo Diggs or JFilt, like, they will literally respond back to you and say, hey, this is, check this out. This is what helped with this. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help, yo.
Yes, don't be afraid to ask for help, bro. Don't thug it out. It's not worth it.
Yeah, no need for that, man. Like, you got people that are willing to help you out, man. So he or she, like, all my female producers, my male producers, man, like, ego aside, if you don't know, just ask, and then you'll get way more gems than you were even anticipating, and this one just catapult you, man. So just
exactly,
don't be afraid, man. So, okay, man, listen, this is a dope conversation. We are with Tampa, Florida's beatmaker, gear fixer, engineer, what else, man? Live performer / DJ. Like, yo, man, you doing it all, yo. So what are if you have any final thoughts for, the internets, the beat mutants out there, what would it be?
Bro, keep moving forward. Like, honestly, like, don't, when the hardest, like, when shit gets the hardest, that is gonna be, you're gonna look back at that and be like, damn, bro, I'm glad that, throughout it all, I kept pushing forward. That's like my biggest thing. Just don't give up, because, man, you never know what's gonna be on the next corner, or like where it's gonna take you. Because, man, I've been at those points where I'm like, damn, bro, like, do I really want to keep doing this? And I just kept at it, and I'm so grateful, even right now in my very short time of making beats and just doing it. Just keep moving forward. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Good morning, Master. person on the planet. The white lights are humans. And these are the mutants.
They tell like younger kids or other producers like that's cheating. You can't really be sampled, but bro, like when it comes to this producing shit, you can do whatever you want.
You've been listening to the Rec Show podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Remember 3 things: believe in your music, take care of your mentals, become the best version of yourself. Until the next one, Golden Mind signing off. Peace and love, yo.
To be the best, you got to work overtime. To be the best, you got to work overtime.
These young boys getting better. This is not like the NBA when you can retire. Like this is, you have to keep going.